What is going on, guys? Datcoopguy here, and today we're going to be jumping into a Werewolf Druid guide. Druid is definitely an interesting class. It takes a little bit to build, but when you get down to it, it actually does pretty well. Today we're going to be jumping into the Werewolf side of it. I will probably do future guides once I get a little bit higher level and able to try out some different builds here, but this is an early game guide of getting yourself up to level 20. So without further ado, let's dive into the talent tree. The first thing is you're going to want to get Storm Strike. I know you're saying Werewolf build, you should be going Claw, but Claw is actually not that good. Even with its increase of different ways of getting additional attacks and getting it to where it has attack speed increase, it actually generates less spirit than any of the other spells here. Storm Strike is alright better as it gives you not only a damage reduction, but it also allows it to where you're able to hit multiple targets. Don't worry, we'll be getting into the werewolf goodness soon, so you're going to put 1 point into that. Next, you're going to be putting it into Enhanced Storm Strike, which has a chance to immobilize them and keep them in place while we're building up for our big old werewolf attacks. And lastly, we're going to make it to where they are more vulnerable. So the second they are vulnerable, we are able to go hard on them. After that, you're going to go into Shred. This is where you actually get into the werewolf-based abilities. You're going to put 5 points into that. It does major damage, and it's going to be your main werewolf spell. So you definitely want to do that. Next, we're going to enhance it to where we can get some more attack speed, and on top of that, heal a little bit. And then from there, we're going to make it to where we do poison damage over a time period. This will also make it to where it's a good boss buster, and if we get into the point where we need to run away for a little bit, at least we have that nice poison damage doing the work for us. Now, I know you're saying you're probably going to go down defensive and get Blood Howl. No, we're actually going to make it to where we increase our crit. What's the point of having it to where we can get a pocket heal if we can't do the damage to really make it count in the time that we have while we are healthy? So then, that's when you go down to Blood Howl. I have a thing that gives me a rank in it right now, don't worry about it, but you are going to pick up that ability. From there, you're going to make it to where it has a reduced cooldown based off the number of kills and generates spirit. This will allow us to be able to do more shreds and get ourselves healed up. What's really nice about this ability is it just gives you a 20% heal. It's as good as a potion pretty much, so it's good to have in that affair. Next, you're going to actually not jump into wolves, you're going to put a point into Poison Creeper. This will allow us to get additional poison damage randomly over time, and it gives us a giant AoE that holds them in place, allowing us to either run away if we need to, and on top of that, keep them in place for us to do those sexy shreds. On top of that, we're going to make it to where the immobilized cooldown is even longer to obviously make it longer. And we're going to make it to where we have increased crit damage while they are strangled by the Poison Creeper. So at this point, with 20% and the 6%, we have 26% chance of having it to where it happens. Your last point, you're going to put it into Wolves. Now, additionally, there's some other things that you could add, but this is just a level 20 guide. As you get up, you're going to put it to where they do more damage with poison-based enemies, and then obviously at the very end, you're going to have it to where when you critical strike, they do even that. Because obviously the combo with the good old having a high amount of crit and having it to where they do more damage, and on top of it where they have attack speed, which is super duper good. And that's it for the actual ability guide. Let's jump into the gameplay and see how it runs. Alright, so let's jump into some combat here. So we're going to run in here and find some baddies real quick. So with this guy, I'm hitting him, he's vulnerable, and then I pop my shred. We've got some more enemies here. Now we've got a bunch around us. We pop our toxic, taking some damage, use our howl, and we have a good amount of energy to do some more stuff. And as you can see, between the wolves and the poison damage, pretty much does it itself. Taking some damage again. Pop that bad boy there. Priority target, we'll have him hit that. Pop over with the potion. Leave a nice little bleed on him with the good old poison there. And then we can pop it again if he was still alive. From there, popping it again. Hitting them nice and easy. Use our thing to get our priority target here. And like that, he's dead. We got one more little straggler here. We'll kill him. Pop it up. Have him held in place while the wolves just do the work. And we're good. And then from there, if you ever need a little bit of health, you can always wait for the cooldown, pop your Blood Howl, and get right back to full health again. And that's how you can do it. So let's talk about general tips. General tips is basically anytime that you need a heal or some quick spirit to do some major damage in a short amount of time, you can always pop your Blood Howl. This allows you to have a way of being able to heal yourself, besides just health potions. In addition to that, you have Poison Creeper that is able to hold them in place. This is also good if you ever need to run away or just need to get rid of a bunch of enemies quick, as the poison does a lot of good damage and the wolves will attack as well. The wolves are just basically additional damage, and they're able to also attack, like if you have like an archer off in the distance, you can have them focus fire on that. Storm Strike allows us to be able to have a AoE damage, while also giving us a damage reduction while we are building up our good old shreds. And on top of it, it has a higher spirit generation. On top of that, we have Shred here, which gives us a little tiny bit of health, but also does a very powerful poison-based attack, and allows us to do a massive amount of damage, and on top of it gives us a dash forward, making it to where it is overall a really good combo altogether, and as you level up your druid, you'll be able to do a lot more. I thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little short guide of how to do a werewolf druid. I'm going to try to do one with werebear as well, up to level 20, and then as I level up, I'll be able to show you guys multiple different builds of the druid, and maybe some of the other classes along the way, if I get enough use. I thank you guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.